Cracks in the Porcelain Border is an actual play intended for mature audiences. There will be themes that not all may find comfortable, including descriptions of violence, war, death, and torture. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello and welcome back to Cracks in the Porcelain Border, a D&D campaign run by Dreamers Theater. I am Slive, your DM. Today I am joined by my good friends Edward, Micah, Dylan, and Akka. We will be continuing where we left off in the depths of the capital of Rena after the team has been given a very secretive mission to assassinate two of the political leaders inside the nation. How will these misfit weirdos deal with being in a theocratic oligarchy? I don't really know yet, but let's find out. Thank you for sticking by. You can find us on social medias, all linked below, and enjoy the ride.
DM, can we start?
Yeah, we can start. Let's start with a recap. Hey, Edward, you remember what happened last session? I'm gonna pick on the sleep deprived.
Are you a school teacher?
Yes. All right, someone else want to give the recap?
We made it.
We did make it.
We made it to the place.
We did.
And we have to wear the funny little sheets.
Yes. So you guys got through. You got your briefing. Don't forget about the briefing. That all happened.
Oh, yes.
Life sucks.
Yeah, that is correct. I actually have my notes.
They took my pyrotechnics.
It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy.
What's my reason for life without my pyrotechnics? How else am I supposed to do certain actions that may or may not be illegal?
How else am I supposed to commit arson? Basically, every weapon and magical item was taken away from you. Mechanically, still hold them, just act as if you can't wear them or wield them at all. Because it's not like delete them from the game, because you will just get them back eventually. Maybe, depending.
Oh, my bottle of endless smoke.
No! But this was to make sure that everyone is equal in Rena, so that no one has an upper hand or abuses the ancient art of magic that their god has gracefully given to them. You all have also gotten into your small-ish homes. You've been acquainted. You've been given a new set of clothes, actually. I believe they are gray, but let me just quickly... So you would actually all wear... you'd all get black uniforms.
Okay. Fuck, my sick drip.
You are now hero-class citizens. You can accessorize with your clothes, but you have basically work attire. You put that on when you are working or when you are doing worship. But in your free time, you can wear what you wish, as long as you are also accompanied by the sheath and a small pin that basically is like a mark of Yolanda. It's Yolanda's symbol.
What if I refuse?
What do you think happens if you refuse?
But their clothing looks like shit.
The thoughts are gonna step on you. Don't
You get like a black button up and some kind of loose pants that are like made of thin leathers and stuff like that, like a bit of cloth. It's all like strung or knitted together. It's like it's comfortable. It's comfortable clothes. Don't get twisted.
Easy clap. I'll just wear my whole outfit on top of it.
Yeah, the Japanese school clothes equivalent. just wear like the bare minimum, and then it'll work. You would all get into your homes about evening. The only way you can really tell is because that small window, that very, very small window that points directly to the memorial and the statue of Yolanda, is the only semblance of the outside that you can see, but you can see that the dawn has come, the sky is a bright orange. Would you all like to make an assessment about your place? Like, what are you looking for? What do you want to know about this place?
Okay, so the first thing that I do, I kind of get into this new house that I have, drop off my bag somewhere random. I'm just immediately looking for any kind of like arcane objects that can be used as like spyware, basically.
Yeah, sure. Make me an Arcana check. What is anyone else doing?
I'm gonna start looking for loose floorboards.
For sure. Make me an investigation check.
So I got a 22 on that.
Jesus. It's a general Arcana check. You're looking for magic items that could maybe be used to spy on you. That's the goal?
Yes.
You'd go through them, and you're kind of going through everything. There's a small bookshelf with a couple books about Yolanda or the Great Fall, and also a couple on the about the Great Elders and also the Immortal One, Theron.
Okay.
But like nothing super on the nose. You're going through, like, you kind of go upstairs and you check under the bed. You start looking for any kind of like recording devices of any kind. Then you start looking just at the walls. And this is stone. It's brick. It's layered brick on top of each other. It's this very white marbly brick that's a little more like rugged and rough. And you notice just like basically where the connection is, where the plaster is.
Okay.
You can just see pieces of arcane sigils carved into the brick or the plaster right before a brick was laid on top of it. And it seems to be the case for it's the same sigil for every single one. I'll let you make me a history check or an arcana check to figure out what kind of sigil this is used for.
Another arcana. This is now a 13.
13?
Yep.
You're not exactly sure, but you do know that one piece of the symbol is something to go outwards. So it's not taking stuff in, it's to shoot something out, which means that it's not taking in information at all.
Okay. I guess I'll just kind of note that, and I'm gonna go back and grab those books you described, and I just want to kind of start reading them and getting as much knowledge about this place as possible that would be useful for my situation.
Sure, sounds good. Valsic, you made an investigation check. What was that?
That was a 19 plus 4 for a total of 23.
23? It seems that this whole place is built pretty well. Like, they didn't skimp on a lot of things to make sure that people stayed indoors. You're, like, kind of rummaging through the floorboards, trying to find a couple places to, like, open up or anything. You manage to find one that's loose enough, but you can't pry open with your hands. But it's under your bed. So you see that, like, there's just the one, and there is a little bit of room underneath. You could probably fit one small item underneath. Maybe two. Or a stash of coins, even.
Cool. I'm going to put a small scratch onto it so that I remember which one it is. I'm trying to make it look inconspicuous.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check to see how well you do that. And basically everything past 10 increases the DC of them trying to find it by 2.
Sleight of hand?
Yeah, sleight of hand. Every 5 that you get above 10 makes the DC harder.
28.
28? That is a plus 6 DC to it. So you kind of like really file it down and just make it in a place that only you would check. It's not like in a corner or in the center or anything. It's in like, it's almost in the groove itself, but it's just deep enough where you can notice.
Alrighty.
You'll always know where it is, but they are going to struggle to find it. Would anyone else like to do something? Nox is reading. Valsic is getting sneaky with it immediately.
What time of day is it? Like, what part of the schedule are we in right now? Or do we even know?
You have your schedules. You can assume that, like, the sun is setting already, and by the time, like, you guys get in, it's probably gonna hit dusk soon. So you'd assume this is, like, the end of evening.
I think the only thing Corey's going to do is start doing body weight workouts. He's been cooped up in a caravan for a month.
Rad. Yeah.
So he's gonna just start working out.
Sick. Yeah. Okay. And Shiro?
I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
How angry would the people who are overlooking everything be if a gigantic bird suddenly flew out of my room?
From how you just, like, last session you did ask, like, hey, are pets okay? They were very adamant, like, yes, it's okay, but you have to make sure to keep them tight to yourself, and they must not meddle. So, in some worlds, maybe you'd be fined. If you're expecting the worst, it would be shot.
Okay, well.
And then you would be next if they traced it back to you.
I'm not going to risk that day one. So I think I'm just going to kind of just settle everything in, find a little spot for my little feathered friend.
Actually, there would be a notebook on everyone's, like, nightstand. That would be, like, basically a small epiphany of rules and regulations, which I don't have, like, fully done, or, like, fully, like, I'm not going to go through them fully one by one, but I'll tell you the general things. Number 1 is keep your sheath on at all times. It is Yolanda's will. Anytime you're outside. That's already been explained to you. I guess you guys might not care. I don't know if any of you read it, so I'm not gonna spit them now.
I might read it. I think I would read it.
I would probably read it as well.
I need to know what I'm getting into.
Corey's lifting weights.
No, Corey's not even lifting weights. He's just doing body weight
Oh,
exercises.
yeah. So yeah, general rules are wear your sheath if you are ever outside in the sun's light or the moon's. Prayer, worship is mandatory. If you are to miss worship, it is to abandon Yolanda, and therefore there will be a heavy fine. If that cannot be paid, there will be incarceration. And if basically, and then a bunch of other rules that's just generally like, don't harm another, be good, do not steal. General, kind of laws that we'd all kind of agree with, like moral rules. But then there's stuff like abandoning your station is illegal, completely.
Huh.
You will not be fined for the first time, but every time past that, you are given a warning, and if you reach up to 3 warnings under a certain amount of time, you are no longer useful to Rena. That is the wording that they use.
Great.
Do you have any questions about any specific laws?
No, I don't think so.
I just imagine at the end of the list, it's just like, also the Wi-Fi password is Yolanda Rules.
Yeah, Yolanda for life. One last thing. Basically, there's kind of at the back of the booklet, there is a description of one group. There's even a kind of an illustration of them. These are big plated units. I'm saying units. These are big warriors that wear full plate mail, and they do not wear a sheath. Their eyes are completely milky white. They are completely covered over. They don't seem to have a weapon. They seem to have gauntlets that have claws on them. These are called the Nuruk. Basically, there's a whole blurb about them, generally saying that these are people so devoted to the safety of the city that they forego Yolanda's worship, they forego the sheath, and they are punished for it, but they are willing to take that punishment to satisfy order in the city, to keep you safe. Any laws that are being scrutinized or being meddled with, the Nuruk have major say on what happens to you before you are punished. These are basically the police force of this area.
Okay. They're the popos. You can't fuck with them. All right.
Yeah. And a final major rule, obviously, while it's not, you will all notice this as it's turning dark, there is no, there's a lock on your door, but you're not forced to lock. But being outside at night is, it's kind of worded oh, well, you don't want to wake up tired for work because then you're letting the team down. But at the end of it, it says any trespassers at night will be fined and multiple offenses will not be tolerated.
So just go back to your house immediately and don't leave ever until the morning. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I suppose we just kind of go to sleep now and do a rest and then start our schedules the next day.
So as the moon starts to come up and the moonlight kind of shines into you, all of those sigils that you saw, Nox, start to light up in your house and in all of your houses. There's a faint magical glow. And for a moment, nothing happens. And then there's just a slight bit of music. And with it, a very soft but kind of rough, gravelly voice appears, kind of echoes through your home. Hello to the beautiful members of Punity, and the rest of you heroes. Time for another check-in with Kane. As you know, I'm Kane Whitwer. Today we have a very, very special announcement to make, so get your dinner and listen close. Production is at an all-time high. Cass is being sent to the refinery so fast that the nobles up top are working overtime. Typical sylph scarves, right? I have an acclamation from Miss Vismuth herself. Here's a quote from the Arcane Elder. Without the Punity, I'm not sure if my employees would know what a hard worker would look like. I thank all of you down in the mines, doing your best so that they may take your example. Sales of cast are exploding, and it is your doing that makes us meet our quota. Hail Yolanda. And there's quiet for just a moment. High praise from one of the greats. Amazing job, everyone. We also have an exciting announcement about our next show. My good friend Willis Jelezko has been hired as the new director of the amphitheater after Mr. Ronsky has decided to take his talents across the nation. I and Willis were talking about his first show last night, and while I can't say anything concrete, you bet I'll be in the front row. Finally, a small update on the borders. In Alrin, we have messages coming in stating that a pack of soldiers from the Isles attempted an attack that, if successful, would have left the city as nothing more than rubble. Notice how I said if, dear listener, because with her grace and the great minds of our generals, we fended off the attack with only one casualty. Riva Iyer was the scout that saw the attack coming, alerting the rest of the platoon to it while they were sleeping. During her daring escape, she had caught wounds from one of the islanders' poisons, and even with medical attention, all the clerics could do was make her passing calm. Riva will be held in great admiration at the next month's hunt. That's all for me tonight, folks. This was your daily announcement. I'm Kane Whitwer. And remember, you are the best of us. Hail Yolanda. And silence again before the sigils close, and you're left back in darkness.
So they've got wall-embedded radio. Interesting.
Yes.
I want to be friends with that guy.
He's got like a hot and sexy voice.
His voice is pretty attractive.
He's almost got like radio
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah, that was a very radio voice.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, Kane Whitwer is made
He's-
to wood.
He's so wood-worthy.
Yeah. Kane Whitward. God damn it. Immediately. Just immediately. Out the gate, huh, you fucks? Oh my god. Keep it in your
I'm sorry,
pants.
Don't make sexy characters then.
I don't try to. It's just
Oh,
natural
okay.
for me. Yeah. All my characters are sexy because I am not. I have to project.
I do feel that as a maker of himbos.
Real. After your daily announcement, you would get kind of a knock on all your doors. And then there's kind of a small like panel that opens up, and a plate of food gets placed in. That looks like a lot of like mashed vegetables that makes kind of like a paste that's mixed with like potato and stuff like that, and then a small line of like what looks like jerky. It seems that dinner is free.
Yeah, I guess I just grab the plate off the slit and then just like put it on the counter. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it yet. I need to get a garbage can if I don't already have one.
It seems that there is like a wastebasket, yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna leave the food on the counter for now.
Okay. Do you all eat?
Yes, and I give Char a bite.
Nice.
You say that so ominously.
I don't
but,
mean it
like,
ominously.
Bro just worked out. Of course he's gonna
I'm
eat.
asking because this is a campaign where I have to keep track of people's exhaustion levels.
I don't need to eat, so it's.
Yeah.
I'm going to examine the quality of the food before.
Oh, of course he is.
Yeah, make me we'll just say a general perception check.
That is a 17.
In your opinion, Valsic, this is food that you would give to a hog in a trough. Now, not everyone would see it that way, but you, being Valsic the Magnificent, this is below you.
Well, they only took our lethal stuff, right? They left everything else.
Took all weapons and anything magical.
Sick.
Bro's got a spice pouch.
This place doesn't have a kitchen, does it?
It has a small area that has an ice chest and a small like heating top.
Cool. I'm gonna make my own food.
You have rations on you? For sure. Yeah. Sure. Just roll. Oh, there is actually a way to roll for cooking utensils. I don't remember what it is though. So just roll me a d20 for now, and I'm gonna pull up those rules real quick.
Oh boy.
What'd you get?
16 plus whatever you asked me to roll.
Sick. Let me see. It's in tools. Tools. Cook's utensils require you to use wisdom.
Just straight wisdom?
Just straight wisdom.
That's a 17 then. I got a +1.
So, you do make good food. You make a decent meal for tonight.
Thank God.
Yeah, you would not be caught dead eating this slop. So you make yourself, like, you have, like, a small pouch of, like, paprika or some shit, and you just kind of pour it on there. You make yourself some decent stuff with the rations you own, but you do remove one set of rations.
go find a fucking market to go buy any more food at. Fuck.
Yeah. So remove one of your rations for today, and we will go down to the next day, to the next morning, your first morning. And with that, I'm going to introduce a new mechanic, which I did talk to you all before, the players about, but now I'm going to talk and fully go through it, because I did make some changes, slight changes. Let me read what I actually said, because it might be important. So how this mechanic works is basically it's going to be a long mission. You guys are not going to know where Blur Tusk is. You're not going to know where Vismuth is for a very long time, which means that a lot of time is going to be spent doing nothing. So when nothing's happening, when you all don't really have a plan, and for this first week, we are going to go through a week of time in a span, which basically means that you guys will go through 1 day's worth of work, quote unquote. Like we'll basically like zoom into one of the days that mattered the most and then zoom back out. And we'll go back throughout. And this is going to be a week's worth of work that kind of expedites it. Okay?
Yeah.
Time zones. So yes, there are 5 sections. There's dawn, morning, afternoon, evening, and night. And so at the dawn, when you all wake up, there's always worship. Who works in the morning?
I have to travel and or work in the morning.
Yes, that's right. Corey goes to the mines in the morning and then work in the morning. Because Corey works in the mines, he leaves for multiple days, so he's going to be gone for certain times. For this week, he will be back by the end of the week, so you can all still meet up. But that might not be the case for every week. Afternoon. Who's working?
I also
afternoon?
work in the mornings.
Oh, you also work in the morning.
Yes.
Nox. Okay. And Shiro works in the afternoon. Nox, you work at Bagum, which is a transport company. Well, the transport company, quote unquote, where you... I believe in the morning you are basically getting your call, like getting what things you're transferring over and what deliveries you're doing, and then in the evening you're actually doing them, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And Shiro, you work in the afternoon and the evening. You are a farmer and rancher. Your job is basically required to have upkeep on all the plants, because if the plants don't grow right, or if the animals aren't like kind of slaughtered and bred correctly and that doesn't get transferred over, you guys don't have food.
Yay.
So if you fuck up some of your checks for the week, you guys don't get food for a day, which means you gain a level of exhaustion.
I'll do my best.
You'll also require once in the week to do a hunt, which means you have to go out to the forest and kill something. There's a list of things that I have for you to hunt. Once you do a combat with one of them, and you have proven that you can beat it, then every time you want to do a hunt, and you say you want to like hunt, let's say a regular wolf, you will not have to do the scene for it. You will just automatically get paid for your wolf hunt.
Sick.
But if you want a higher pay, because certain animals are worth more and certain animals are rarer, you're going to have to do a full combat scene to prove that you can beat it and you can hunt it down.
Cool.
And Valsik, when are you working?
Morning.
Morning as well? Okay. Valsik is a stagehand for the amphitheater of Hollowed Songs, which means he is working on that big play that Kane was talking about. Yippee!
Set up and payoff? What?
Set up and pay off immediately. Like no time at all.
Wow.
No time between them.
My DM's a great writer.
Yeah, wow. Yes. So true. But sorry, I didn't mention this, but Corey is working at the Blue Flame Cave, which is the biggest resource of cast that the country has. Have I explained cast already to all of you?
That's the magical material that they export. That's very valuable.
Yes. It is an extremely valuable mineral and material that is only found on Rena, that can be used to make arcane focuses, and if you have enough of it and refine it well enough and you have the right item, it can turn a non-spellcaster into a spellcaster almost permanently.
Okay, interesting.
Which means that a fighter could, like, mechanically, right? A 15 level fighter now is also a level 2 wizard without having to do any of the work. They just grab the item, they gain pretty much 2 levels of spells.
They get wizard powers.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
dangerous. It's a very powerful
All right.
mineral. And you will all be, for this session, you will all be going through a week of work. And, well, let's see what you guys can figure out. So, we will start at dawn. You all wake up, generally. Maybe some of you are late sleepers, but the knocking at your door would be an alarm in some form. Who gets up and out?
I would probably be pretty on time, pretty much constantly, because we got a job to do. I can't mess this up, so I'm up and at it already, pretty much right when I get up.
Yeah, Corey is already awake when they're knocking, probably as well.
Okay.
I imagine I'd be woken up by the knocking, but I wouldn't be like late or anything.
Yeah, you're just like scrambling to get back up and out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be up early because I plan to go and complain to management.
For sure. Awesome. So you all get up. Do any of you remember to wear your sheaths?
Yes.
Yes.
I would remember, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. You all put on your sheaths and walk out into the crowd. And you can see that, like, you're walking out into, like, a monsoon of people. Not, like, so crazily, but, like, pretty much everyone in the city is out at the same time. So you're all walking in single file line. You can see the one that was knocking is a member of the Nura, who now is kind of, like, making sure that you get in line. They seem friendly enough. You can't really tell from their facial expression based on the sheath. It kind of blurs everything. But they are very they have this gruffness and like assertiveness to them where it almost makes you feel on edge a little bit, but everything that they say seems kind enough. They give you the rundown, basically just stay in line, don't push people, keep in an orderly fashion, follow the people in this line and they'll take you to your
I
sanctum.
want to walk by one of them, and as I walk by, I'm like kind of staring at this guy, and I want to make an insight check. I want to see. So they're telling us that these police officers like are doing this willingly, but I want to see if they're like not, maybe.
Inside check with disadvantage because you have the
Okay.
sheath on.
Yeah. So I get a 21.
With
On that.
everything that you can find, like you can't see their facial shape, you can't really see how they're looking at you. You can tell that they're facing you. You're trying to like find out all these like little cues about them. You're looking at the general shape, you're looking at how they're standing, where they are, like if they have any fidgets, if they're moving their hands at all. They are stiff as a board and they are standing tall. They are proud. At least this one seems like he takes his like position as a grace. He takes it with full sincerity.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of keep going, following the lineup.
Okay, cool. You all follow as well?
Indeed.
That's the plan.
Indubitably.
So you would all get in line. You wouldn't see each other very clearly. Maybe some of you would see Corey, because Corey's huge, especially to this general populace of more stout. Some people are, like, strong, but a lot of them seem to be weaker, a little bit on the malnourished side. They seem to be kind of like, their arms seem very frail, and some of their like parts of their body, like you can see that some of the clothes like have holes in them, but it's not like tattered. It looks like they were almost punctured through purposely. You can see like holes in someone's like shirt, like right underneath their armpit. You can see one that's like that tears off one of the shoulders, so the like shirt kind of leans off. You can see a bunch of these like strange, seemingly random holes. Some of them are in like pant legs. Some of them you don't see holes at all, but you see that like maybe they wear like an earmuff or something, and that has a hole in it.
Okay. Interesting.
You can't tell what it is based on the sheath because you can't show color. It only shows this outline, so you can see like the outlines of these holes. But eventually, you all go into this large building, this kind of like... You all know holy places. You all are aware of them. This is definitely a place of worship in some form. It's got this giant kind of dome exterior. You can see that like the light from the... You can see the sheath like turn the light beams into like this very pale yellow, but it shoots out into the top of the dome and it reflects in like fractals everywhere. It's very, very pretty, this giant building. Even with the sheath, you can admire the architecture and the beauty of this place. It's smooth, it's calm. Compared to the rugged exterior of every other building, this is something smooth and like not upkept, but almost built to be beautiful. Like forever. It was something to be built forever.
Okay. I guess I'm just following the example of everybody else.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of walking in line, single file. They start lining into the pews. These large, kind of, like, it seems like marble pews. You all walk in and line in, and now it's double file, so you guys go down the line, and then split off. The left one goes into the most available left pew, then the right goes into the most available right pew, and you all start sitting down into this place of worship.
Seating chart. Teacher.
Oh no.
Teacher.
Oh god.
Please.
Teacher.
Please.
Nox starts getting paranoia about school he's never been to.
I didn't pass grade 3.
Nox is a detective that fucking sucks at math.
Yeah, we're just sitting down then.
You would all wait for a moment as you're all sitting down. No one seemed to have taken off their sheath yet. For a moment, it's kind of quiet. Some people are like kind of whispering to each other. Shiro, one guy next to you, would be like, "So do you know what we're doing? I just got here yesterday."
You and me both, and no, I can't say I really know, other than exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
Wait, are you the one with the bird?
I am the one with the bird. His name is Char.
Man. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, I saw it, and I wanted to come up and say hi and all that, but I was kind of nervous, and with the whole moving thing, it was my brain was scared. But it's great to meet you. I'm Barnaby.
Ah, Barnaby. Good to meet you, bud. Shiro. And Char is the bird that's with me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just weird. It's strange to move into a new place. The customs seem pretty cool, and I appreciate the free dinner, right?
Yeah, I mean, can't complain about a free meal, but I don't know. This place kind of gives me a little heebie-jeebies, but I mean, it all seems decent so far.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh shit! And he kind of looks over, and there's this massive, 6, maybe even 7 foot giant Goliath. This behemoth bulk of a man starts walking from behind a red curtain that's kind of oriented and draped very, very preciously. And he starts walking up. His steps kind of almost shake the pews a little bit as he steps in front of this very large marble altar. And he leans forward, his hands on the altar, grasping it with these huge hands. All right, you can all get your sheaths off now. And in an instant, everyone starts unwrapping their sheaths and starts putting them in their breast pocket.
I follow suit.
Yeah, I follow suit.
Now, we're all here today for a great reason and a great reason more. Well, obviously, for the grace of Yolanda, but we are here to celebrate a few newcomers to everybody. Look at it, it's filled more. It's filled more. Isn't there more people here than you noticed before? Isn't that right? And everyone's kind of like, yeah. And they all look around. Look to the person on your left, look to the person on your right. Is it the same person it was yesterday? I don't think so. Isn't that beautiful? Ain't that beautiful? I love that. More people coming to Rena means more people that I get to meet. Thank you all. Could you, anyone who came here yesterday, just stand up. Just stand up. I want to really look at you.
I am not.
Yeah, I'll stand up. A bit sheepishly.
Standing
I will stand up.
immediately.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Look at all you. Look at all you. Oh, beautiful, beautiful souls. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can sit down now. So this is all your first worships then. Welcome. I'm Moof Mature. Thank you. Just sorry. I've been told I need to slow down a bit, but I'm Moof Mature. I am the holy man of this place. They call me the overseer of worship. I am the one who dissects and knows all the scripture and the worship heart to heart. I've had a heart to heart with our goddess Yolanda, and I love every word that is in that script. So I dictate and help you all understand my love for Yolanda, and hopefully you can grasp a greater love for her yourself. Now, let's get out of business mode and get back into talking about this. So, caravans came in yesterday. Bunch of people, we all saw them. You can stand up again if you want, or you can sit down. It don't matter. But you all came in. I'm not gonna do a huge, big ceremony speech about some stories and all that. I just want to tell a little tale about Yolanda. It's the story of Emil. And everyone goes like, "Oh, Emil, yeah." And everyone's kind of excited. You can see some people that are obviously native to this place get excited about hearing the story of Emil. Now that your sheaths are off, you can see that all those people that had holes in their clothes, they're all wearing purple. While Matura is wearing black with a line of white in the center. You guys are all wearing black, and Barnaby Shiro is also wearing black. There doesn't seem to be any other colors here other than the purple and the black, and then Moof's small white accent. Does anyone do anything real quick as like Moof gets on a other topic about like talking about how he loves the story of Emil, and it's kind of dragging on. He's not talking about Emil yet. He just keeps talking about like how he's very excited. Oh, you guys are gonna love this and all that. Do you guys do any observation or anything while this is going on?
Are the police in here?
No.
Darn, I was gonna look at him again. No, other than just like the basic, just like looking around, seeing what's up. Not really anything.
Okay.
I'd like to check out the people on either side of me.
One of them seems to be like both of them are wearing black. One of them seems to be a tiefling, the other one seems to be a half-elf.
Interesting. Anything of note about them?
You know these people. These were people on your caravan. These were people that came through. They weren't super talkative. They seemed kind of nervous. You can make me a history check. Let's just see if you like were doing any observations of them when you were in the caravan itself, or like when you were traveling with them.
Okay. That is a 23 on my history check. 19 plus 4.
The half-elf seemed more reserved than the tiefling. The tiefling just seemed like not a people person. You saw that they had like one pocketbook that they keep with them, and it was like a small book on just like general histories. But the half-elf really seemed reserved and made an effort not to talk to people. From what you can tell from meeting a lot of people, it seemed like they were desperate. Like, this is not a good option for them. They seem glad, like now that they're here, they seem a lot more comfortable. But even now, they're kind of like looking over their shoulder, and they're like rubbing their hands together. They seem paranoid. If you had to guess, this person was probably running from something.
Okay. Do either of them seem to be like paying more attention or paying less attention?
The tiefling seems generally engaged. She's like, you saw her with a history book. She might be interested in learning about a deity of some form, and like the histories and mythologies of that. The half-elf seems way more distracted.
I'm gonna just, like, try and not make a big deal of it, very slowly, like, lean over to the half-elf and just whisper, yeah, this isn't quite my thing either.
Yes, well, I'm trying to get used to my post. I would just rather be training sooner.
Well, what you training for?
I'm working around the marts.
The marts? As in the shopping district?
I think it's called like the market. Yes. Just generally stocking and stuff. That's where they thought I would be most suitable.
Well, regardless, it's lovely to meet you. I'm Valsic.
Yes. Good to meet you too.
What? No introduction.
Sorry. It's Nova.
Nova. Well, nice to meet you.
Yes.
At least I know it won't be all boring when I come in here every morning.
Yes, quite kind. I think he's about to get into the story, and I don't want to make a bad impression.
Well, better look like we're paying attention then.
Yes, quite. And they would kind of like sit up a little more, and they put an arm on the shoulder that's like facing you to try and like push you away a little more by putting a little bit more like of their bubble against you, right?
Phone already, please.
Yeah. They seem like a little relaxed when you were talking to them, but now they've kind of like moved back, and they're like back in that kind of like position where they just want to like blend into the world. And with that, Moof starts his little tale. Now, Emil was a boy, born without a tongue. Can you believe it? Born without a tongue. No tongue. Imagine trying to talk to someone without a tongue. Bite your tongue right now and try to talk to me. It's impossible. Imagine now having no tongue now. Can't make your M's, can't make your S's. You gotta pop your lips all the time. Impossible. Crazy stuff. I don't get it. I just don't get it. How he survived for 13 years before this whole thing happened, I don't know. He ate his food and he was happy with it, I guess. Went right to the bottom of his mouth. He had to drink his water from a straw. He had to mash his food up real nice. That's why we do dinners like that, to, know what Emil was feeling. Those dinners you get, they're mashed up. Mashed up because that's what Emil went through for 13 years. Crazy stuff. I know. Crazy stuff. Now, Emil was a fond believer of Yolanda. Every night, Emil would kneel down in his bed, and he would think, because he can't talk. He would think, Yolanda, please. The boys and the girls that I meet, I want to say hi. And I just don't want to wave anymore. I want to say hi. Maybe hello, and he starts speaking hellos in other languages, in Elvish, in Infernal, in Giant. I just want to say hi. No more waves, please, Yolanda. I can't do it. And Emil falls asleep, kneeling. Falls asleep, head on his bed, but knees on the floor. And he wakes up, his hands grasping something. His hands grasping a quill that he was using to write little notes and stuff. He wasn't fond of Common. He didn't know how to write Common. He wasn't good at it. His mother and father had to work, so he tried to learn the language on his own, but he was struggling. And his parents did everything he could, but he couldn't learn it fully. But that quill was in his hand. And then Emil, he made one note to a little girl that he wanted to be friends with for so long, but all he could do was wave. And he wrote that note, and he gave it to that girl. And even if it didn't read as Common, it didn't read as Infernal, it didn't read as Elvish, that little girl knew exactly what he wanted. It was as though that note was a portal to his brain, to every thought he'd had about his struggles, about who he was. Emil is the one who wrote a majority of the scripture of Yolanda with that very quill. With that quill, Emil was able to communicate, to speak, not in the way that we do, but in the way that he could. And that's all thanks to Yolanda. And isn't that beautiful? What Yolanda can give you is wonderful. All you have to do is believe. Hail Yolanda. And everyone would respond back in an echo. Hail Yolanda. Now, that's enough of me talking. How about you all talk to each other now? We're gonna do a small little breakfast piece that, fuck, I forgot their names.
Does he say that on stage?
Yeah, he does say that on stage. He's like, oh man, the Sworn gave us a nice meal for today. Sorry, I'm in my books. I'm just in my books all the time. Sworn has given us a nice meal for today to honor and to invite the newcomers to really feel like a part of Rena. And to feel a part of Scelra, especially. Because there's no better place in Rena than Scelra. Now, we're gonna get the food out in a moment. You all just talk to each other, convene, get to know each other. And you and the Punity, make sure that you let them know how great it is here, alright? And Moof would walk off, and you'd all be left to your own devices. People would start getting up and going into this general common area and start exchanging stories, start talking. One of them, they would start like complimenting each other's faces, just general chit-chat.
Team
What
bonding.
do you all do?
Fuck. No, I don't want to do team bonding. Shit, I'm sitting in my chair. I'm not even getting up. Because I think I've realized I might be boned here coming up soon. I might...
Oh, really?
I might die instantly. But we'll see what happens.
That's fine. I will say also, mechanically, this is the one time that you can all communicate together. So if you want to use worship as a place to plan, and mechanically, throughout the week, all information you learn, you can tell them at worship. So basically, everyone can keep informed if you guys want to. Any information that you get, you would say, I say this to you all at worship.
Okay. Yeah, today I'm just kind of sitting there in my seat. I'm not getting up. The other people who are like to my left and right have gotten up and are long gone now, and I'm just like.
Yeah, they've all kind of like gone to talk with whoever they can.
Yeah,
like
they don't
want
to
talk
talk
on the
with me.
caravans or new people.
I understand.
Yeah, they don't know you.
It's a self-insert character.
You just keep talking about crime and how much you love it, but also love to stop it. And so everyone's kind of like, well, I don't know about crime that much. It's really difficult to discuss that with him, so I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah, man. I just keep talking about crime. I love crime. Can't get enough of it.
I think Corey is gonna... He just has his hand around this little... It's like a necklace, almost an amulet kind of thing. And it just has the image of a workhorse on it. And he has his hand around that. And I think he's going to quietly to himself offer up a prayer to his own goddess, kind of almost as a protest for having to he kind of realizes that he's doing it as a protest for having to sit through worship for another god.
Make a religion check. Sorry, if you have more to say, finish off what you're saying.
No. You just said make a religion check, and that's like that's a -3. Okay. I got a 18 on the die, so I got a 15.
A 15? Take 3 radiant damage. Your prayer does go through, but you are worshiping someone else in a place of worship. No one sees you take this damage, but it hits you in the soul.
Okay. Interesting.
You feel like almost your heart
Okay.
skip a beat for a moment as you have to catch your breath, as you feel like it feels like the lowest layer of your skin is burning all over.
Ooh, I would know what that feels like, and that's not fun. Okay, great. And then Corey is just gonna look for like the biggest, most workman-looking guys, and is gonna just try and strike up a conversation with one of them while there's like breakfast going.
You definitely see like a couple of bigger, stouter men, and some ladies also like that are just fucking jacked. Like these people's arms are jacked. Make me just a general insight roll.
Yeah.
Or perception or insight, whatever you want.
General insight. Okay. Well, I get perception's gonna be better. That's only a 10.
You would notice that some of these more stronger members, they kind of like have their sleeves torn off. Some of them are wearing black, some of them have that purple. And you can see that like you're getting closer. One of these strong men have a hole like on their back. So you're walking towards their back. And now you're getting a closer look. There's a mark, almost like a brand on his back. It's this brand of something that you find very familiar, but you got a 10, correct?
Yeah.
No, actually, with a 10, you just make it. It's very funny because the symbol is all around you. They're showing the mark of Yolanda, but this doesn't look like it was tattooed on. This is a mark.
It looks like a brand or a mark or something.
You're closer, like the closest guess you have is probably a brand. It could also look similar to something like a birthmark.
All right. I think Corey genuinely just wants to like go up and just kind of be like, hey, what's up? I'm new. I'm new here today, but it looks like I might be working with you guys. I'm supposed to be in the mines. You guys look the part. You know, he kind of goes up and kind of intros that way.
This like 6 foot half orc, not half orc, full orc woman kind of like backhands you on your chest, like not lightly but lightly, quote unquote, and goes, "Oh, you're gonna go in the mines with us tomorrow then?"
Yeah. It looks like I'm excited to learn the ropes. I just wanted to get to know everybody, you know.
Oh, yeah, great. We need more of you. You look like a big tough fucker, huh?
Yeah. Well, one of my dads was a soldier, so I
Soldier.
I know how to
Which
train.
army?
It was just for my local town watch in.
Oh, like guardsmen.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But you know, he taught me how to work out.
Oh, lovely. Yes, you got a strong build there. I can't wait to see you actually do some work. We were just talking about the worship today because we haven't actually heard the Emil story like that before. Like obviously same details, same major way, but the way that Mr. Moof talks about it, it's I don't know. It feels a lot more. He's so into it, you know. And so I love that his enthusiasm really makes the story feel more authentic and real. We get it told a couple times when we're up in the mines, but the overseer of worship there is not nearly as good.
Oh, that's a shame. That guy was Moof?
Yeah, Moof.
Was great. Okay. Yeah, no, that guy was great. He was so into it. Well, you know what? I'm still excited. We'll make the best of it, you know? And I just start jigging in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You get like you're back and forth. You're bantering with these guys. There's like one or two dwarves, you know, the half orc lady that you've met. There's like one just human that looks really fucking jacked, and you get very buddy with these people. But eventually they start they just say, hey, this is we know that you're going to the mines, but this is like mine business, and like you have to kind of like swear yourself to a couple details. So we need to talk about some stuff that's coming up tomorrow. So we'll talk to you like on the way up, but for now,
yep. And I politely excuse myself and I go report back the thing about the brand.
Yeah.
Or not the brand, the mark to
For sure.
everyone.
Is anyone else talking to any other NPCs, or are you guys kind of doing a group meetup?
I was gonna say I would like to make myself look very lost and confused and see if it draws the attention of anyone.
You don't need to make yourself do that.
Yeah, you already do look like... No.
But I want to look like I was paying very close attention and like I'm trying to understand everything that was said.
Mm-hmm. You'd see a 5-foot woman, human woman, come sit down to you and go, "Hey, how are you feeling about the this is your first worship? I saw you stand up very energetically."
Well, I'm just, I'm, what's the best word for it? I'm just taking it all in. Before coming here, I wasn't much one for religion, might I say, But this has me intrigued.
Oh yeah, I think that's mainly due to Moof. Obviously I love the teachings of Yolanda. I have a high interest in it, but if I'm being honest, Moof is the reason that I even decided to get into the worship myself. He's a brilliant man. I love him with my heart and soul. He's just a brilliant speaker and a very energetic man. He's very caring and loving to the people around him all the time.
I must say he must speak with something. There's no way a single person could be such a charismatic speaker.
Oh no, don't say that. There are many an entertainer in these parts. You didn't hear it from me, but he was actually offered a job at House Claw, once. He turned it down because he wanted to work with the Punity and the hero class still more. But he's brilliant. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I haven't even introduced myself. I just sat down here and started yapping away. I'm Calamity.
Calamity, I'm Valsic. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Well, I actually, you seem so enthralled and all that. We do further discussions of the worship and the scripture of Yolanda in the evenings. No pressure to come, obviously, but we'd love to see more people, especially new to it, who might need to do some catching up and some quick reading. But if you have any questions, I may not be the best, but I can answer anything you can.
Well, do tell. I must say that if it ends up being something that I have the time and the energy for, I might as well take it up as an option.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of free times in the evenings and stuff. I know that some jobs don't exactly take evenings as free time, but the Sanctum Gentian actually offers a lot of extracurricular options. They even have a daycare, which some sanctums don't even get. But Moof is great with kids, so he makes sure to take care of them during the afternoon and all that. We also have some creative endeavors, like arts and crafts and stuff like that for teens. We are always looking for supervisors or volunteers to help lead those things. And, well, I can see how you're taking to the dress code, and you look a little more creative than some others. And, maybe if you'd be willing to come by sometime and help some of the kids find their inner spark for Yolanda.
Oh, well, as someone who considers themselves a bit of a master of the arts, I would love to pass on what I know to the younger generations.
That would be lovely. Yeah. That would be awesome. You seem to be you classify yourselves as a performer of some form? Or an artist?
Indeed. I dabble in a little bit of everything, might I say, but my passion is performing.
Oh, my performances. Well, we might have to get you to do something with Moof. Maybe we can get you set up to try and help out with that. But I'm not going to go in too far. I don't want to load your plate now that you just got here. You got to find your options and figure out what's going on. But
No, a man like that, it would be an honor to be on stage with him.
Well, I'm sure he'd love to hear you say that, but yeah. I actually have some other friends that I have to go speak to and work on, but it was so lovely to meet you, Valsic. I hope to see you again. I'm sure we will. I'm always here in Sanctum Gentian until maybe I get moved or something, but hopefully I don't, as long as you don't get moved either. And she kind of gives you a very wide smile and kind of holds your hand with both of hers and kind of gives you a slight shake before walking off.
Lovely to meet you as well.
Anyone else before the food comes and you all meet up?
I think me and Barnaby are going to be boys. I'm just going to chat with him for a little bit longer.
Barnaby's just you and Barnaby are just chatting up. You don't get to like a huge amount of like large discussions. It's more just like small talk. You know, you kind of like reminisce on the road, on some of the sights you almost saw or kind of saw or heard and stuff like that. He was talking about like on the 17th day where like there was like some growl. He was freaked out, but you knew that it was like a smaller animal that was faking a large growl. So you like kept everyone at ease, and he was like kind of thanking you for that too. Just a bunch of like just kind of shooting memories of the caravan trip. Before the food comes out, and he and like you would meet up with your group.
Perfect.
So Move comes out with a giant like platter of stuff, and there's basically everyone is tasked to have a plate, and then it's kind of like a catering aisle where Moof and a couple other volunteers would give a serving of food to everybody, and you all get your food, and you can sit down in the pews or sit down like on the floor in the general area and just talk. And Moof kind of does like a small toast to Yolanda after everyone gets their food, and everyone kind of goes, echoes, "Hail Yolanda!" and then starts eating food.
So this is the part where I think I might be fucked because I'm not eating. I'm just kind of sitting there.
Well,
yeah.
we had a good run of it.
I'll see you guys in the next session with a new character.
Yeah, Dylan decided to go covert ops as a ghost. It's fucked.
I'm boned, so I'm sitting there. I don't know who's next to me, the two people who are next to me, but I'm kind of just I'm now sitting.
Well, I assume that you're gonna stick with your group for a bit because you're gonna.
I guess
some cover.
I'm staring at the food and I'm like, "Yep, it's food." I don't know what to do.
You can all meet up with each other if you want to. That's your choice. Yeah.
I think so. I'd like to meet up with the gang, see what's going on.
Yeah, I'd like to just fill everyone in on our kind of fill each other in over breakfast.
We all walk up to Knox having a crisis.
So, guys, I have a bit of a problem here.
What's up?
You see, I'm not hungry.
Actually, wall break here. Is anyone looking at us? Like, would there be anybody who would, like...
Make me a perception check.
Cause a problem? Okay.
Oh, shit.
Let's see. 15.
15? A lot of people are just talking. Like, they're eating their food. They're discussing with everyone. They're just, like, having a good time for the dawn. Moof is kind of, like, looking over everyone more generally, not at you all. He is, like, making a little more conceited effort to, like, try and, like, find all the people that he saw stand up and kind of, like, see how they're feeling. He sees, like, some, like, the half-elf, Nova, that was kind of paranoid. He walks up to them and just kind of, like, talks to them to try and soothe their mind a little bit, you know. So Moof is a little distracted at the moment. So no one's like really looking at you guys. This is a sanctum of like maybe 60 people, like 70 people inside this like moderate sized building, but like it's pretty packed. It's loud. Like there's a crowd.
Would anybody be looking twice if I accidentally happen to feed Char off of Nox's plate?
Depends on how quiet of an eater Char is.
Well, give it a 50-50. I mean, hey, young man's gotta eat too.
I'll make you roll an animal handling check to make sure that he
Okay.
eats kindly, and like you're gonna help him, I assume, kind of like pour the food into his plate and stuff like that.
Yeah, Corey also looks at the plate and just sort of has this look on his face that's like, well,
By all means.
if you're not gonna eat it.
The animal handling roll was a 16, by the way.
Okay, yeah. You with the powers invested in Corey and Char, you can get the plate clean.
We're gonna have to do this every day.
Yeah.
Good thing Char is
I'm happy to
mighty
help when I'm
hungry.
here.
I just can't get enough of food, man. I just can't stop.
I'm
I'm
so hungry.
all the time.
My belly is so full of existential crisis.
I
Yum.
can't. Sorry, guys. I can't eat anything. My belly's so full of spirits.
I'm so full
I'm
of
so-
ghosts.
Sorry, my rage makes me super hungry, so
It's
this
true.
works great.
It's true. So you all finish worship, and you all start like finishing up. Moof would also kind of announce quickly about the extracurricular activities that Calamity was talking about. Corey, you are actually in the city for this week, or for this day. So you would be having lunch with Moof as well, and all the other miners that don't like work this day, because you're going out tomorrow.
Okay.
So you're doing it like a general lunch, but we're not gonna like role play that. We're gonna role play the week where like the days where you're actually going up.
Okay.
But just so you know.
Okay. Great.
And worship is over. and you are all sent to the morning. Basically, everyone is told, put on your sheaths, the doors are about to open, and then you're all permitted to leave in single file to where you're going. Which you can see, like, on the map, it seems that there's, like, lines directed, like, if you're leaving this location and you're going to this location, you have to leave on, like, this section of the entranceway. So this is where you all would split paths, because what is everyone doing in the morning? We're gonna go Corey, Nox, Shiro, Valsik, and please tell us what your morning schedule is like.
So, yeah, my mornings when I'm working at the mines is I am traveling out to them, to
Okay.
the Blue Flame Cave, right?
Yeah, Blue Flame Cave,
Blue
yeah.
Flame Cave.
Nox, what is your morning looking like?
Okay, so my morning is the first half of my job. It says load caravans, so I'm loading caravans.
Sick. Shiro, what is your morning looking like?
I have got free time. I don't know
Okay.
if there's anything particularly I'm supposed to be doing at this moment.
Free time is used to literally just do what you want. Like, obviously there's a couple of places where you can't go, but there's general areas that have free time availability, like their extracurricular activities in the evening for the sanctum, the daycare in the afternoon for the sanctum. There's a couple other stuff you'd have to ask around, but free time you could try and infiltrate other places, because as long as it's free time and everyone knows that it's your free time, you can kind of go wherever you want.
Okay.
And Valsik, what are you doing in the morning?
I'm going to the theater to lodge a complaint.
Damn right. And with that, we're just going to take a quick break. So just double checking, Corey's going to the mines, Nox is going to load caravans, Shiro's got free time, and Valsik is going to the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, he's going to go make a complaint.
Yeah.
of course, yes.
So, Corey, you would, like, as soon as you get out of the next day's worship, you go on a trail outside, following your group of pals, who you've gotten to know a little bit now. I should have probably made the names for them while I was doing my break, so I'm going to do that really quickly.
I also didn't introduce myself to them, so, like,
Oh, no, yeah, actually, it's blue-collar work style. You know nothing about these people.
yeah, like, I'm lucky that I might know their name at this point.
You've, like, interacted with them, and they like you, and they interact with you. You have no idea who these people are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Corey
So-
learned their names and forgot. Either happened.
Yeah, exactly. It's something like that. So you'd go to, like, basically the outskirts of the border. You'd exit out one of the gates, and there's these very similar caravans to what you took here, but the wheels are kind of, like, strangely carved and seem to be of, like, a certain, like, very formal wood. Like, you can't really tell, but you can tell, like, with the sheath on it, there is some form of, like, magic emanating from it. And it's not a horse that is on the reins of this caravan. They're goats. They're just a lot of goats.
Interesting.
And so you find out why super fast. Because you get in the caravan, and an hour in, you are rocking, like, place to place as the caravan is being dragged up, like, not a mountain, but a hill that is full of rocks and gravel and a bunch of other, like, it's not a very well-paved road. It seems that they found it easier to enchant the caravan to not break on the rocks, and also just get animals that can climb it.
Yep. And then the comfort of the people to be damned. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, fuck them. And so, I do actually have the half-orc woman name was actually made. Her name is Mala.
Oh, okay.
And the dwarf that you met was Jack. J-A-K.
JK, Jack and Mala. Okay.
God, I'm so smart and awesome.
Yeah, I think literally it would be a case of like, Corey is always using like small handheld woodworking tools on scraps. Like even in the back of caravans, he's always kind of just fiddling around with something. And so like he had those out, and then they hit the wall or they hit the hill, and he just like ended up having to put them away. But he like almost drops the tools and all this stuff, and he's just like fine. And so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you're trying to just like kill the time, and as soon as you realize how rocky this road
there's
is,
no
you're just
way.
like completely fucked. Mala would kind of look over and just be like, "So what were you working on?"
I don't really know. It's just a way to keep my hands occupied. I kind of just make things and see how they turn out, you know? Start the process and let it go through.
It's fun. That's fun. Yeah, no. Just curious. Sometimes we just sit in silence, but because you're new, why don't you talk a bit about yourself?
Well, yeah, I used to be a blacksmith. My whole family is blacksmiths. It goes back literally to my draconic ancestor all the way. So I used to be a blacksmith, and then I was an adventurer, and now I'm here. So, it's a weird little life that I've lived.
Adventure, huh? What kind of adventuring did you do?
A little bit of everything. Help a town find a magical artifact for itself. Go up against a corrupt baron or duke. I'm not one of those adventurers without saving the world. I'm just helping make it a better place,
Oh, yeah. Like, those money-grubbing dukes, I bet there's a bunch of them in Vicania. I mean, stopping one just sprouts up two more, right? And she kind of, like, slaps Jack on the chest, and they all kind of laugh. It seems like, you don't get the joke. Like, obviously,
No.
greed, quote-unquote?
But, like, I grew up in Vicania. Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily... Yeah, I certainly don't laugh at the joke.
Like, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, also, something I forgot you all to do. I've forgotten a lot today. But I mentioned something in the daily announcements, and I would like you guys to make a history check for me real quick.
Okay.
On it, DM.
On it, boss.
That is a 17.
God damn, these bards.
20.
God damn.
Ha.
I have an 18.
I had 3.
Okay, so, Corey, everything seems normal. You three, there's no war going on against the Isles and Rena. Not that you know of, because Vicania and the Isles are allies. If there was an all-out war, then there would have been more talk and more stuff going on, or at least trade routes would have been stopped, or like an announcement, or a small army platoon would have come to support, or at least something. Something would have happened. The Isles aren't at war with Rena, at least not that you know of.
Like 1984, guys. Holy shit.
I've never read it fully.
All right. Well, it's good to know, I suppose. Propaganda. Let's go.
But yeah, Corey, you are being driven up this giant, like, kind of hill cliff thing. And all of them are kind of shooting shit and talking about, just general stuff. They do give you, like, a couple warnings, especially Mala kind of looks at you and just, like, they're gonna give you a quota. Don't mess it up. Even if you think that you're tired, you're not. You have to keep the quota up. And it's the only time Mala or anyone really seems to be, like, serious. And after, like, that kind of pause of the warning, a couple of them start, like, eyeing the leg of Jack. It's under cloths, but they like, start eyeing his leg. And you can make a perception or investigation check if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll make a perception check on that. 13.
13. You can't see a lot because he's wearing shoes. He has he has feet coverings and like his pant legs go down almost to his ankles. But just with that small patch you can see, you thought that it was just his clothes. His skin is white. At least that patch of it. That patch, whatever's under his leg, it is smooth and white. Like a smooth stone, like marble almost. And it almost reflects in the light.
Huh, really interesting. Corey kind of files that away, and then just he looks at Mala and just sort of tries to nod with as much gravitas as Mala put into that warning, like just tries to kind of respond back in the exact same way, and just kind of goes, "All right, don't fall behind. Understood."
And then you all make it to the top of the hill. An orc, like a large orc wearing the same Nuruk armor, kind of opens the back of the caravan and gestures for you all to get out. And he stops, like, a couple of you, which is you and a couple others that you kind of recognize from the caravan when you're coming here. It seems that he's stopping the newcomers. Nala and Jack kind of wave you off and give you a good luck.
Okay. Yeah, I wait around and see what this guy has to say.
You're all newcomers, so you're going to learn the ropes, right? We're doing a tour. But that is going to be for your afternoon section.
Okay.
And we're going to go to Nox.
All right, I'm working.
Nox, you are loading the so you're going to Bagum, the Bagum office. And so you kind of see it. It's a very small, kind of like bureaucratic building a little bit. There's a couple people already in there. You can hear like the people in the back. You can hear them shifting weights and kind of like grunting out as they're placing stuff in caravans and all that.
Yeah, okay. I'm just walking in, I suppose.
You'd walk in and immediately, like, in front of you, stop right there. and a yellow-skinned tiefling with kind of like horns on the side that go out like on either side, kind of like horizontally, in kind of like a nice-ish, like suit-ish, like kind of fancier clothing, like steps up to you, and you can tell she's in heels. You, newcomer, Nox, right?
Yep.
Great. Okay, I'm Reva Kindler. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna be your general manager, so I'm gonna teach you the ropes to how you get this job done correctly and efficiently.
Right.
I need to do a little tour with you.
All right, let's get started.
Come with me. She basically walks up to this kind of like pillar in the middle of the room that has this chart on it with a bunch of names, basically like a bunch of different lines. So actually, this is a mechanic part of the game. Would you please roll me 3d6?
Sure. Any modifiers on it?
No, just 3d6.
Do you want the total or the value on each one?
Value on each one.
2, a 4, and a 4.
Reroll the 4s, please. You won't be doing those today.
So it's gonna be a 2, a 4, and a 5.
Actually, that's perfect for what we're gonna do.
Okay.
So she looks over to you, and she kind of like is marking it down. Okay, so your caravans today are gonna be. We have one caravan to the amphitheater, we have one to the militia, and we have one to the scrolls. Scrolls all the way to the crust. There's some arcanists and stuff like that make magic scrolls, and then they send them over to House Nahale. But, so you're gonna have to figure that out with your coworkers, because you are not allowed to leave the city for your first week, just to get you accustomed to everything. So you go talk to your coworkers, tell them that they have to swap with you, but if they want to, they can also swap in general. That's a little thing we do, but you just have to mark it on the sheet and make sure that it's marked all accordingly, because if it's not, then well, there's a pay deduction for both of you.
I understand.
Right. So those are what you're going to do in the evening. There's a small section for you. That's all your boxes that you load into the caravans for the people in the afternoon. You got that?
Yes.
All right. And then you can take a small break, and you can discuss with your coworkers at that time. Make sure you don't, you're not on scroll duty. Make sure you get that, hand that off to Acom. He needs the work. He needs to get out of this fucking city once in a while. All right. Perfect. You're done? You're good?
Yes.
Great. Go.
I walk away, I guess. I want to go check out the carts that I have. The ones I'm actually doing. I need to get myself accustomed to what the hell's going on. So I want to go to the one that's going to the amphitheater first.
So how it works is that like those aren't like ready yet.
Yeah, I want to look on the inside.
On the inside of what? Oh, just the coaches. You want to see the coaches?
Yes.
The coaches are like, they're built very similarly to the caravans that you bring. You can see that some of those caravans are actually here, you assume, for the militia jobs, because you're bringing soldiers.
Okay.
But they're more coaches, so there's no like there's no seating, there's no cushions. It's just a big fucking trunk area. And instead of having like a small latch, like board that like stops people from like kind of falling out if they like slide out, there's a whole like closing. So there's a tarp that you wrap over at the bottom and then like hook onto the boards.
Okay. Sure, then I guess I'll just I'm gonna go find this guy you mentioned. Forgot his name.
You wouldn't know who he is either. Like, you can do me an investigation check to see, like, if you can figure out where his workstation is based off of the chart that you're seeing.
Okay. Investigation. That is a 10.
10? This is a little too bureaucratic and confusing for you.
Okay. I turn around and I just... Anyone here with the name? I forgot his name. What's his name?
His name is Akam, but also I will note that she said that your manager said that basically, like, you'll have some break time to talk to your coworkers, and you should just be working right now.
I need to hand this off, though, don't I?
You need to load caravans that aren't the ones that you're packing. Like, the ones that you're packing aren't the ones that you're taking. They're for other people.
Oh, I can't multitask. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just start doing the loading stuff.
Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no mechanical checks for the first part of your job. It's the evening job that actually has checks. So you can just like pack up you're just packing away. You're just moving crates and loading them into caravans and coaches and stuff like that. It's a very menial job. It's a lot of nothing, and you know,
I'm bored.
How did you die? You died for this?
I died to do
You died to do this. This is what the afterlife is like. And anyone who's wondering, this is what hell is like. It's manual labor in a warehouse for nothing.
We're in the back rooms of the IKEA warehouse.
So true.
This fucking sucks.
But eventually you get all your crates in, which means you've done your job, so which means you get to go to the break room. And you'd see a couple workers just kind of like sitting down, seeming to take a break. Some of them are stretching and all that. There's a somewhat old, like a middle-aged half-elf there who seems kind of like off to himself. And there's a small goblin man, like a very old goblin man, seems to be in his like 40s, that is like doing some stretches while chatting with some of the other coworkers.
Okay. I guess I walk in and just like raise up this order. Is anyone here with the name Occam?
What's it to you?
I was given this request. Unfortunately, I'm not able to leave the city, so I was told to hand it off to you by our boss.
Oh, yeah. Like a little trade-off. You're one of the newcomers.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah. So how we do this normally is you say, hey, I'd like to be out of the city for a bit. I got something going on. And then I say, well, I don't know if I can do that, you know. I need to be able to see myself. And then you go, well, I'll make it worth your while a little bit. And then, you know, we do some trading and all that. And just like, you know, if you're going out to the city, just grab me something nice or something like that, right? And since you're making me go outside, now I love to go out, but I'm also packing the military. How about this? I'll get you something nice from the crust. And, you just give me like a cup of copper for the extra work.
Do I have money? I have no money.
That's fine. You can give it to me when I come back. I'm going to be gone for a couple of days since I have to do the militia, which is out of the city, and then I have to go to the crust, which is just on the border, right?
Right. I'm not too sure what can be found out there as of right now. So,
I'll just get no. Don't worry. You don't need to know. I'll get you something nice. Trust me.
Yeah. I hand him the order, and I guess like as like I kind of lean into him to hand it to him, I want to do an insight check.
Sure, yeah.
On him as well, and discern if he's really kind of telling the truth about this whole arrangement, or if he's gonna try and take advantage of me later.
Okay, yeah.
Insight is +3. Okay, what do we get? 9.
9. This guy seems to be playing by the rules completely. You're not sure.
Fuck.
Like honestly, you're not very sure. The way this guy's talking, it seems like some of the transfers seem more laborious than others, and so it's like sometimes you don't want to take up the trash, and if someone else does it, then I'll do you a solid, right? And because you're basically asking to transfer the jobs that you're like basically encouraged to do, it's like tit for tat, basically. It's like I'll do you solid if you do me a solid. He seems to be maybe more generous, but it's hard to tell. It's very hard to tell.
Okay, yeah, I guess I hand it off to him, and then I tell him, yeah, I will get you the copper as soon as I am paid.
Yeah, no problem. Don't rush. I'm not one for debts and all that, but I just wanted to make sure that you knew how the whole game was played around here, because, there's some cutthroats, I'll tell you what. But I'll make sure that I get you something pretty. Do you want something pretty or something functional or something tasty?
Preferably functional.
Right, sounds good. And basically, he has to come over and he has to sign that he's taking it over.
Mm-hmm.
And he does so, and he goes like, all right, here, I'll take you, and he kind of, he uncrumples his order, and he just says, just sign here to say that you're taking over for the garden, all right?
Yep. I sign it, and I take the sheet from...
You got 2 transfers to the garden this time, all right?
Right. Well,
Great.
Thank you.
No problem. And I know you know my name. Occam Ownwell. What's your name? And he puts out his hand to shake.
Yeah, I'll shake his hand. It's just Knox.
Knox, eh? It's great to see new people here. I think we're going to get along, yeah?
I sincerely hope so.
I do too, mate. All right, have a good one.
I kind of just nod at him, and I'm going to go out of the break room and fulfill this order.
Well, now, actually, you turn it into afternoon. So you get your free time, and then you go back to bed.
Oh, I see. Okay. Do you want to go to somebody else before that?
Yes, we're gonna go to the morning of Shiro.
That's me.
What's up, Shiro? How's it going, man? What's up?
I'm just chilling.
Oh, you're just chilling. What's up, man?
So I think since I'm just on
Sorry,
free
I was
time,
possessed.
I understand we've all been there. I think I'm kind of just gonna especially for this first week, just kind of walk around as much as I can, literally just see as much as there is to see, and kind of see if there's anything that immediately strikes me as suspicious or to take note of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, make me just a general perception check.
Call it a 16.
16. You're trying to find landmarks and places to be, right? Basically things to do. What type of things would you want to be doing as Shiro?
I feel like Shiro kind of gives off almost an immature kind of vibe. When he has a task, he will do that task really well, but he's not very learned. He's not trying to read books or anything of that nature. So, and not the most social individual either. So I think he just really kind of seeing if there's anything that can help him either enhance his craft or simply just kill time. or get like information for the task that is the overarching thing.
There's no way to just get information for your grand goal without you're gonna have to find a lot smaller ways to do that, so I can't give you anything on that. But
That's fair.
if you want something to kill time, you like kind of walk around, you kind of go past this giant Yolanda statue in the center of town a couple times, and you're just kind of like looking for things. It seems like a lot of stuff is closed in the morning. Like you do see like a tavern, and you're like, oh shit, but it's closed. And then you see like a couple other, like, you know, this you go by the Sanctum again, but that's closed. And you just keep checking the map to see things to do. And there's a recreation center that's open right now.
Hey, you know what? Count me in. Let me walk in. Let me see what's going on in there.
So this recreation center is pretty huge. Like it's like about the size of 2 community centers. And there's a couple people doing a bunch of different things. There's you can see like just behind, there's a couple people using like arcane scrolls. There's a bunch of like, there's like what's like is kind of like the equivalent of a Pilates class going on to some of the older people. There's like a weight room, and there's like a whole like rock climbing wall. The desk basically like welcomes you and tells you that those are the 4 activities you can choose from.
All right. You know what? Let me get at that rock climbing wall. Let me see if there's anybody or anything interesting in there.
Awesome. Yeah, so you like go into the rock climbing wall. There's no one like in it right now. It seems like it's not a huge hobby for other people. Some people are into it. Like there's a couple like climbing it right now, but they don't seem very talkative or social. But you can like spend your time climbing right now. Like you can spend your time.
I think, yeah, I probably would just simply do that. Kind of just gonna try to blend in and like not seem like I'm prying too much into anything, and also that will kind of keep me nimble in case I'm going on a hunt anytime soon.
For sure. Yeah, make me an athletics check to see how far you get.
Absolutely. Oh god. 8.
8 total?
Yep.
You kind of set yourself up. You're kind of... actually, you can add your acrobatics modifier to it instead if you want, because I forgot that was a thing.
It's same thing.
Same thing? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thought I'd just be fair. But yeah, you climb up and you're doing the best that you can. There's not a lot of hills and mountains in Vacania. It's not something that you do all the time. Like, you climb trees, but those have more, like, grip to them, or you can at least stand a little better. And maybe you're just having an off day, but Shiro, you're just like climbing and you keep trying, but your arms can't give in a little bit, or you slip and you fall down to the ground, and it's padded. It seems like if you hit a certain velocity, you get a feather fall spell cast on you, so you like hit the ground fine. But you keep trying, and you keep getting through this. Just there's this one hump that you just can't get over for your whole section, but you keep trying, and it's a good workout. Just so you all know, mechanically, if you do well enough at any of these, other than spell scroll firing, if you do well enough at any of these, you have the chance of gaining inspiration.
That's very nice.
I like to imagine secondarily that like Char is with me and like he just flew up to the top and is just staring at me like just total disappointment of like, come on, it's not that hard.
Hey loser, where are you going? Where are you?
Char's waiting for you at the top. Like, we've done this before. You climbed a great oak. Why can't you climb this?
These rocks just aren't natural, man. I don't know.
He does let out like a small just like a very small caw, just to be like, come on. Or what is Char? Is he like an eagle?
Crow.
Crow, yeah.
Just a big ass crow.
Just a fucking giant crow.
Yeah.
It's like, he's kind of looking just like, come on, Shiro. But we'll move over to Valsik's morning routine.
Finally.
Yeah, finally, you get a purpose. You have a purpose, Valsik.
Yeah.
So, Valsik, you are heading to the Amphitheater of Hallowed Songs.
Yep.
How's that? How are you feeling right now? How are you feeling as you're heading there?
Frustrated.
Yeah? Frustrated about what?
I'm making my way there. I'm looking at the slip of paper. I'm not looking, but I'm holding the slip of paper that had my job on it. Just muttering to myself.
Yeah, just, who the fuck do they think they are? That kind of stuff?
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Not saying anything loud enough for anyone to understand it, but
Yeah. Awesome. So you start heading out, and this amphitheater is actually outside of the city. You start like walking down. You realize that like this amphitheater is created in a crater, like in a giant crater.
Who the hell thought of this?
Would you like to make me a history check?
Yeah. That is a 22.
You think this is a meteor crater. The fall is what happened a couple centuries ago. It was a giant event where a meteor swarm like cascaded upon Retta. It's thought to believe that those meteors hold cast, and that's why it's so powerful. But you can tell that this was like a giant crater at some point, or like it's this giant excavation of the land. And so they've made stairs into it, and in the divots they've made seats. And at the very bottom is like this giant stage performance, like just kind of circular stage where you can basically look at it from any angle. But right now they have like a bunch of people like working at the bottom of the stage. There's some people sitting down writing stuff. You can see some people like getting a rune, like arcane runes set up there, just like doing enchantments and stuff.
No.
And you can come down and like no one's like barking orders yet. Everyone seems to be like starting up. Like everyone's kind of revving up at the moment. What do you do?
I am making my way down there, keeping an eye out for whoever looks the most important.
There is an older human man. You actually see someone wearing something different. This is not black or purple. This is someone wearing red.
Yes!
I believe it's red. Let me just quickly double check because I could be wrong.
Color!
Color! There's real color in here, man. No, sorry, it's blue. It is a kind of like bright, not more of like a like a bright sky blue. His like kind of suit and everything, but he's wearing patterns on it. It's like striped blue with some accents of white and black. And his pants are also wearing the same blue.
Wait.
And he seems to be like reading over some manuscripts, and he's like an older man, and he seems kind of like frustrated.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah. What do you want?
Hello, this is my first day here, but
Then don't deal with
there might
me.
be a
Deal
cler-
with Tallulah or someone. I don't have time for small workers.
That's exactly what I'm here to talk about.
Then don't talk to me about it. Talk to Purter. He just starts
don't
pointing
think-
with the book he's holding to a guy who's on the stage, seeming to work on tapestries and stuff. Go. I have work to do.
You've got to be kidding me. And I'll make my way up to him.
Yeah. Purter seems to be this like kind of like very energetic, hardworking kind of buff half elf. Sorry. And he seems just to like be like kind of getting into the work, just kind of hammering in some nails and stuff. And looks at you. Yo, how's it go?
You're not quite who I was hoping to talk to, but I suppose you'll do. I believe there's been a clerical error.
Sure, man. What?
I was assigned stage work.
You're a stagehand? You're one of the new ones, right? Val Kicks, right?
Val 6.
Yeah. Hey, good to meet you. I'm Purter, head of the backstage management and all that stuff. I get all the stage work props and all the arcane stuff done. Well, I manage it, I guess, not done, right? And he gives you kind of like a sly wink. You think there's a issue with where you're stationed?
I don't believe that I should be a stagehand.
Well, do you mind if I see it? Your paperwork?
Of course.
Yeah. And he like, you see, like, he flicks his hand, and you can tell that he just cast the identify spell on it. No, this is all standard work, yeah.
And that's...
I will say, if you care to know, that there are multiple compliments on your work, but they worry that you're not good as a team player, so that's why they put you stagehand first.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, we're doing plays here. You're going to be working with multiple actors, and you're going to be working with a lot of the backstage, so it's better that you get used to them and know them before you start, getting a big head, right?
But this is absurd!
Well, I don't really know how to help you, man. I mean, it's your job. If you don't want to do it, go up to House Nahale or something, but good luck with that. Listen, just do the work for me for today. I'll help you. We'll look through it. If you prove to be a positive influence in the backstage, maybe when someone gets sick or something, because they usually do, especially the actors working with Claw, right? Maybe we can get you to double as an actor for one of the rehearsals, and Mr. Gillespie might like you just enough, okay?
And how long would that take?
Well, it depends on how good your work is. How's your work ethic, kid?
Good.
Great! Well,
May I...
it also said here that...
No, please continue.
Well, it says here that you got some arcane teachings and stuff like that. You're, decent with a wand and whatnot, right?
Wand, sure.
Arcane focus. You want me to be specific, or maybe you got a pouch of bullshit? Whatever. Don't matter to me.
I...
Listen,
I was going to bring up the fact that I don't exactly have my tools.
Yeah, well, that's Scelra and Renna for you. You don't just start amazing, right? It's unfair for everyone else that has to be born here. You think you just come here and you get to show off how you're so much better and the benefits of Vacania and eat, like, air quotes, benefits?
No,
You're just like the rest of us, kid.
that's not at all what I meant. I meant I don't have the things I need to perform the basic things that I can do to make sure a show is exquisite. Now,
So you don't have your props. Is that what you're saying?
exactly.
Well, if your props make your show, then you're not a very good performer. So, how about we start...
Props don't make the show, props enhance the show.
Yeah, they sure do. So make sure your show is good enough without them. So can we get to the play? Do you want to work or do you want to
Fine.
babble? Right? Cool. Now, says here you got a lot of good talents. Can you work with sigils?
I haven't done it previously, but I'm a quick learner.
Okay, sick. For this play, Mr. Gillespie's doing a war story about a, yellow belly coward leaves the war. His whole place gets attacked by animals and stuff like that. He learns to fight back. Then he is getting attacked by islanders and fights back against them and teaches his members bravery, whatnot, yada yada. We need to do some quick illusions. We only got minor illusionists here. But if you're a performer and a magician, that probably means that you're good with illusion magic, right?
It's my specialty.
Perfect. So we need to make some spells for special effects, like what's the damn thing called? Like a phase spider, but a cat. You know what it is? Mr. Gillespie, what was that? Mr. Gillespie, what the hell does he get attacked by again? And the guy who you were talking to, the guy in blue, just kind of looks over, and he looks so mad that he's being interrupted. It's called a displacer beast. Have you never seen one before? They're native here. Oh my goodness, the people I work with these days. Yeah, displacer beast. You know what that is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we need something that makes it look like it, and because the actual noise it makes is more like a meow than a roar, we need someone to fake a roar that it can make. And also, if you're such a good performer, you probably know what the best angles and stuff like this is for, so how about you get cracking to do your job? And we'll see how that goes.
May I have a focus?
A focus? Arcane focus?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see what you can do without it for now. Just work on some stage lights, work on some light spells and lighting and stuff like that. And if I like your work, then I'll trust you to work on the illusions. And Mr. Jezelik would love whoever works on the illusions as long as they're good.
I can do better than illusions, but alright.
Well, let's see what you can do for now. So, this is your actual job. This is your actual work hours, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Job-wise, you are actually going to be doing a couple rolls for me.
Alright.
I'd like you to make 2 sleight of hand checks to basically keep doing what you're doing, like help set up stuff, move stuff with people, get some props and like some marks on the floor for all the actors and stuff like that. And then I would like you to make a performance check to see if there's some way you find to enhance the play.
I have an additional thing I'd like to ask if I could add.
Sure. What are you thinking?
Could I, by chance, use my Bardic Inspiration, one of my charges of it, to try and enhance it?
Can you use Bardic Inspiration on yourself? I'll allow it.
Not
for
on
your performance
myself,
checks.
not on myself, but
Oh.
as a way to, like, while I'm helping get things up to motivate the people around me to make it seem like I'm more of a team player.
Are you using it on the other stagehands and like the background people, or are you using it on the actors?
Let's go with the actors to start.
Okay, cool. Make your sleight of hand checks and your performance checks.
First one's a 21.
Nice,
Second one is a 24.
nice. So that's both your sleight of hand checks. Oh, I'll also say this: for everyone, you are going to make 3 checks for your jobs. You can decide which ones are which, because depending on which ones you fail has an effect on how your job ends up. So you have multiple 20s.
All right, and then the last one's performance.
Yeah.
That is a 23.
23. Those all pass with flying colors. I believe the DC would be 15, 17, 19. Or actually, you are in a low-end job, so it would be 12, 14, 16, going up. That's something also from now on I'm going to have to remember this, and you all please try to as well. When you guys are making your rolls, you get to decide which thing you're doing first, because every roll afterwards, you're getting tired. The day's getting longer, the DC gets higher. with every further
Okay.
roll, right? Doesn't matter for you, Valsik. You kick some ass. You're doing work. You're like getting all this stuff done. You start figuring out sigils really fast. You get some light ones up. You start kind of just like pitching, like it's light like sigils on small rocks, and they just kind of float them up in some areas that have like a levitate spell going on. So they managed to make some stage lights and stuff like that all happen. There's some marks for the actors. You're moving away. You start to notice something that, like, because the 360 nature of this theater, it's a lot hard to hide stuff. So with your inspiration of hiding shit under the floorboards, you try to convince some people to like loosen some of the floorboards that none of the actors step in, to basically like hide props and stuff that you can get like basically quick change with.
Yeah.
Right? From now on, when you make those performance checks and succeed them, I would like you to make an inspiration on how you make the play.
All right.
I'm giving you a free one. But you do that, everyone, like, no one's, like, really like, oh, this guy's doing great. But everyone, you, like, lock in, and no one seems annoyed by your new, like, you don't seem like a new hire. Everyone feels like this guy knows what's going on, he's in the business, we can get our job done. And you see that your manager, Perter, is kind of looking on at you, and he gives you a thumbs up, and you can see him talking to a couple other people in like blue, like with blue highlights on their shirts, which you assume means that they're affiliated with some sort of house, but they're not like in them fully. But you see him like kind of whispering to some of these like blue accented clothing people. The best way I could describe it. That's awesome. Nice job, man. And your job goes pretty well. You use your bardic inspiration on an actor, and as they're kind of like doing their like general rehearsals, just like saying out the lines and trying to get used to like the positions, because you guys got a month to finish this play. And also, this is obviously, I'm saying this is work throughout the week. You're doing very good. For this whole week, everyone's pretty happy with you. And you use your bardic inspiration on the actor, and he does use it during his rehearsal, and he kind of looks back at all the stagehands, and he's looking around. Do you make eye contact with him?
Yep.
Yeah. He kind of nods at you. This is the lead of the play, like the coward, quote unquote.
I'm gonna give him a silent nod in return.
He would nod at you, and then he would continue doing his rehearsal. And everything goes really well. This is a really good start to a play. And then that's your morning. And I believe you work from the morning through the afternoon as well, right?
According to what I have here, I work morning, and then evening I have free time.
Yeah, so you're going to work through the afternoon.
Yeah.
This counts
Okay.
as your afternoon as well. But very good job. Very good first week of work. And then, boom, we're going to go back to the afternoon, and we're going to go to Corey. Miners! Sorry. What's happening?
It's happening.
It's happening. So you would generally get the whole tour, Corey. You figure out, like, basically all tools, all equipment, all stuff used is inside the cave, like near the entrance. But there's like a huge wooden door, like kind of like almost a castle gate that closes off. You are not allowed to see inside of the blue flame cave before you go in. You are required to use your sheath in this area once you go in, but they'll tell you that the mineral is so strong that it fucks with the sheath, but that's exactly what is kind of required, because you are basically led to a position with a strong vein, and you are then tasked to take off the sheath and then just mine. You don't know where the exit is, you don't know how to leave the Blue Flame Cave until your shift's over. They say this is basically to avoid any thieves of cast, as everyone's like checked extremely entering and leaving. And for the whole week, or the 4 days that you're working, you are always sent to what seems like a new area, like you are completely lost of where this cave is. It almost feels endless, because you just get tasked with moving. While you're inside the Blue Flame Cave, while your sheath is on, it's just white. It's almost blinding. All those yellow lines that you saw that made out the border are nothing. It's just a white, blaring light that you have to close your eyes as you're being escorted to your location.
All right.
And now that you are working, you are going to also make your work check.
Okay.
So the DC starts at 15. The first roll is 15, the second roll is 17, the third roll is 19 DCs.
Okay.
You have to make 2 athletics checks to determine your if you meet your quota,
Okay.
and then you have to make a con saving throw. You get to choose which one's harder. Like which ones you can do a con save at the start, and then 2 athletics, or an athletic con and athletics.
I'm gonna do the con save first because that's plus 5. My athletics is plus 8. So.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 24 on the con save, so that beats it.
Nice.
Athletics check 1 is a 20. Athletics check 2 is a 15.
Total.
Rolled a 7.
Okay, so here's the thing. If you fail your quota, so this is one thing that I forgot to mention. They give you a vial of something to drink, and they basically warn you, if you don't drink this, the cast, like raw cast being broken open, has a very ill effect on the human body. But this stuff is really expensive. So basically, like getting your quota done is paying for that vial, and then everything you get paid is extra.
Mhm.
So like built in to your work is the pay for that vial. You get it every day as long as you meet your quota. If you don't meet your quota, you have to either pay it out, like you have to pay outright your next vial, or you go a day without it. The vials are 3 gold.
Okay, so it is literally going a day without it.
Yes, but if you don't meet your quota and you fail an athletics check, and if you fail any check for any of your jobs, I will allow you to re-roll it if you take a certain amount
Yeah,
of damage.
absolutely, 100%.
It increases, so it's going to be 2 dice, 2 d4s,
Okay.
and every time you re-roll during your job, it increases a die size. So it's 2d4, then 2d6, then 2d8, then 2d10, then 2d12,
Okay.
then 2d20.
Yeah, I will absolutely re-roll. I will. Let's try this one more time. Oh my god, it's another 15.
You take 5 damage from overexerting yourself. Would you like to try again?
Now, is this a permanent upgrade to?
No, just for the day.
Okay, just for,
For this week, for
particular
this
one.
week,
Then
sorry.
yes, for this week. Okay, great. Then yes, I'll re-roll.
Okay.
Nope, that's an 11.
Take another 5 damage as, like, you're basically kind of panicking. You're listening. You're just what Mala told you and how she looked when she was telling you gives you a bit of panic, and you start like kind of going in and already like this is work that you haven't really like you've done blacksmithing and stuff, but being forced to do this much is starting to take a strain on your body. You feel your muscles on fire, and you feel like you should be done. You feel like if you just put this in, sure it's low on quota, but they won't punish you right now. But that look that Mala had and that white skin, not like pale, not Caucasian, guys. I'm not talking about Caucasians. I'm talking about like white.
Yeah.
Guys, please don't think I'm talking about Caucasian. So do you continue to keep going?
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
I am trying to figure out how I could sneak in a use of my rage to get advantage on this roll, but
We have discussed this in private
I know.
already.
I'm trying to figure out a
and
way
it
around
would be
it, but there is no way around it. So,
I don't think there is.
so I will re-roll at least one more time. We're gonna see how bad this gets.
Okay.
There we go. I got a 19 finally.
You got a 19 on the dot. You managed, like, everyone's kind of like packing up their stuff and move and like kind of whistling over to the Nuruk member who kind of like gets you to put your sheath back on and escorts you and your haul. Everyone's kind of leaving. You're staying. You keep going. Like there's just this one day where you're tired. It's like near the end, and you just keep going. You have to like the vibrations of the pickaxe smashing into your hands is starting to like almost bruise your entire forearm as you take another 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay.
It just keeps getting it. It almost becomes unbearable, but you finally manage to do it. And you call over to the Nuruk guard who gets you to take sheath back on, takes your haul, and walks you back. By the way, these weekly damages, they do not go away until the next week happens. When the next week happens, that counts as
Okay.
your long rest, quote unquote.
Understood.
Yeah, and that's your entire work week because that takes up the afternoon and evening, correct, for Corey?
Yes. Afternoon, evening, work.
Okay, yeah, that's your work week. So you're done for this week. You finished. It took a lot out of you, but you finished.
Yeah, literally, Corey realizes how tired he is when he realizes he hasn't scoped anyone out. He's just dead.
Yeah, he's just
I just don't care. Die.
I just don't care. Actually, what the hell? Nox, it is your afternoon.
Me?
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 You!
Me? Oh my god. I guess I'm leaving the work premise.
Yeah,
I'll
you
come
leave
back.
work, you get some free time.
I need to see if there are any blackbirds. Are blackbirds native to this area?
Make me a nature check.
Ah shit, I'm not really good at that. Ah shit, I got a 9. I gotta
could
keep
be.
looking.
You have no idea. You haven't really seen anything outside these walls. You did check a couple like places of Rena, but you were forced to have the sheath on permanently when you were in the wall in like the border of Rena, so you have no idea. There's birds for sure. You don't know if they're black.
Fuck.
You hear them, but you don't know
Fuck.
what the sound is.
Okay.
Like, they're birds.
Because that's a very important thing for me to know.
I know.
I want to go to the market area.
The market?
Yeah, I got some shit to buy.
Okay, cool.
So I'm gonna head over there.
We'll say that you go like on your last day or like near your last day of work. So we'll say that you have. Oh, you can all put in the money that you gained as long as you've done your work today. So Corey, you got your 14 silver, and Valsik, you also did your work for today. So you get your 4 copper a day, which is 7 days. Oh, actually, you don't get 14 silver, Corey. Apologies. You get 8 because you work 4 days on, 4 days off.
Did I get my money confiscated, by the way?
No, not all of it.
Okay.
How much money do you have?
All right. I have 15 gold.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm a bit rich.
Yeah.
Because I sold my leather armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just gonna go to the market area, and I'm looking for just like a foodstuff store to start.
Okay. The market is just this giant tented area. You have to enter and exit through like a door, but it's completely crossed off to the sky, so you can take your sheath off here and meet a bunch of people and all that.
Okay.
There's like a couple food vendors of luxury meats
Ah.
and also like some vegetables from the garden and stuff like that.
Alcohol.
There is a couple like beer distilleries, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna walk to the one that looks the cheapest.
Yeah, there's one guy that like makes some piss water. They're about 3 copper a piece.
Epic. So I'm gonna walk up to the stand, and I'm gonna say to him, "You sell any by the bottle?"
Prefer doing it 6 packs, but yeah, by the bottle's fine.
6 packs works as well. Can I get 2 of the 6 packs, please?
Yeah, that's that'll be 20 copper per.
Okay, I'm gonna give him one of the gold pieces.
What?
I'm gonna give him one of the gold pieces.
He's just gonna be like, do you want change?
I would like change.
Oh, okay, shit, yeah, okay, jeez. You scared me for a second, man. And he would take out, like, he would give you change in a lot of copper and some silver. Like, 2 of it would be silver, the rest of it would be in copper. So you'd have 60 copper and 2 silver.
Thank you, sir.
No problem. Yeah, have a good one.
Okay, now I need to find... I think you already know what I'm doing.
Are you making a Molotov cocktail?
No, I need to find honey.
Honey? Oh, you're making mead.
Yes. Do they have honey here?
It's a luxury. It's pretty expensive, but yeah, there's one like beekeeper's place.
I would like to walk to the beekeeper's place.
Yep.
And just go to him. How much for a jar?
A jar is probably about like a silver.
I'll take one.
You get one.
Epic.
Epic.
Alright, so I'm done in that kind of area. I need to find... Are there clothing stores around here of some kind? Or like...
Not really. Like you can get a
fabric stores?
there's a tailor where you can get a couple fabrics like re-sewed onto your suit, but like you can't buy clothes. You have your clothes.
I know, I'm just like... Is there...
There's a tailor shop.
And like, do they sell just fabrics and stuff?
They would sell a couple, yeah, for like accessories.
Okay. I want to go to this tailoring shop, and I want to go to the person who's running it, and I want to ask, got any fleece?
A little bit, but it's quite expensive.
How much?
5 silver for about a rope's length, which is like more like the countertop length.
Okay. I'll take 2,
All right.
please.
Yeah.
How much is that? That's 1 gold then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot to note this down.
You forgot to like pay me?
No, I've been spending the money, but I haven't been putting it in my inventory.
Oh.
Okay. So after that, are you allowed to go to other workplaces during this time?
No, absolutely not.
No. Okay. So I'll have to ask.
Those places are secure.
I'll have to ask Valsik to do something next time I talk to him. I'm gonna go to a graveyard. Can I find a kind of graveyard?
Yeah, so there is like a place that's like to mourn the dead and stuff like that. It's just like outside the city, and it seems to be just like a mass grave site.
Okay, can I make a perception check to see if there's anybody around?
Sure.
I'm gonna do some grave digging. I got a 16.
It seems that like whoever digs the graves up and buries the bodies is on break right now.
Okay, I am going to take out my only vial that they let me keep, and I'm going to put some dirt from the graveyard into it.
Okay.
Or I'm going to put the dust that's associated with the grave, like, on top of it.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to keep it in a vial, and I'm going to put it back in my bag, and then I'm going to go home.
All right. That's your free time.
That is my free time.
Cool. Then we will move down to Shiro.
It's me.
What is good, my friend?
I'm working. I'm either farming or hunting. I don't know which direction I am intended to take.
So you'd come in and you'd What is the location called again?
For the evening one, it says work at the blooming beasts of the Mother of Mages. So I'm
Yes.
assuming it's the same thing for afternoon as well if I'm just farming.
Yeah, the Blooming Beast of the Mother of Mages, it's a mouthful, but that's your workplace. They basically ask you, can you ride a horse, and it's just follow the trail, and if you differ, the horse will know. They basically tell you that. So you have to go out all the way to this giant farm and ranch. You see that, like, there's horses, there's, like, cows, there's a couple other mythical beasts that are, like, kind of, like, very placid and non-hostile. There's, like, a fucking dinosaur in one of them, like, one of the herbivores, because D&D has dinosaurs, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it is. Don't ask me. I read the Monster's Manual. But yeah, they're all, like, in pens and stuff, and they seem to be, like, pleasant. They don't seem to be in a horrid environment, at least to your knowledge. And there is just a tiefling woman just at the outskirts, kind of waving to you near the gates of the farm. Do you do anything?
Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't realize that was my cue. I was sitting there, like, waiting. I'm like, all right,
No,
is there
it's
something
okay.
happening?
It's okay. No, it's okay. I was just like, damn.
I was really thinking about what to do there. It was quite the puzzling predicament.
Okay, sorry, Shiro. What do you do?
I mean, I imagine I'll just, no nonsense. I'll just head on over to that lady and see what the business is.
She goes out to you and goes, hey there, how's it going? Are you the new hire?
Yeah, that is me, Shiro.
Good to meet you. I'm Rika Darvaby. I do mainly the farm stuff, with some other farmers and all that. I just wanted to welcome you and to get you comfortable for your first week. We have a lot of stuff to do. We have a lot of animals to manage, and we have a lot of plants to plant, or, plants to feed, I guess, as well. You know what I'm saying?
I do understand.
Great. All right. So get off that horse, and we'll get you to work real fast, all right?
Sounds good to me.
So now we are doing your job, Chiro.
I be farming.
You are farming. So you get 3 checks. There's an animal handling check for the ranch, a nature check for the farm, and an arcana check for the growth amplifiers and all that stuff. So the first check's DC is 10, the second's 15, and the third is 18.
Okay. I'll do arcana, nature, and then animal handling then.
Okay.
So the arcana check is going to be a 14.
That is a success. Your first check is a success.
Nature. Oh, good God. I got a 7 on the nature one.
Would you like to re-roll that?
Yes. I will do that.
Okay.
Do I take damage with that, correct?
You take 4.
Okay. So, nature, again, will be 13.
Let me check if that's a pass. I don't believe it is.
I think he
It
said
is
it was
not.
15.
It is 15.
I guess I'll re-roll that one more time.
Okay. You take 11 damage.
Oh, good God. Alright. And 15 for the next roll.
You manage to succeed. It takes a lot out of you. Basically, it's not full-on damage. You're not getting hit or bashed in a bunch. It's just stress that's making yourself weaker for the week.
Understood.
Like, it's just a lot of exhausting work that's really, like, breaking you spiritually and mentally.
Making me eepy. Alrighty. And then animal handling one. Oh, you're kidding. Okay. 11.
11. Would you like to re-roll again?
Yes. There we go. That's a lot better.
You take another 10 damage.
Great. Well, the last one was 11. This one was 28.
That is a fucking success if I've ever seen it. So
I fucking got my shit together at the end there.
Yeah, for the whole week, like, you're really struggling to catch on to what's going on. Like, you're a ranger, not a farmer. You're meant to go out in the wild and just, like, get value out of the resources that are already there. You've never had to think about, like, making it. Like, sure, you plant seeds when you go and, like, try to help, like, saplings grow and, like, stuff like that. But then you leave. You just fuck off. You don't see it to the end. You don't
Real.
like. You have to do a bunch of this, like, churning out to make sure that the manure works well. Like, it seems to be, like, magically altered and enhanced in some way. Handling the animals is the easiest part for you, obviously. It's brilliant. You get to interact with so many different animals. But also that means you have to learn so many different animals' like behaviors really fast. And that can be quite a challenge, especially when you have a bunch of other jobs to do. But even with a lot of hardship, you manage to survive your work. And one of the days you come by, you like get in, you start heading towards work. There's someone else before you there, and they're not someone you know. They are a tall, half-elf, like female-presenting person in a very dark blue, like navy blue shirt, wearing a black coat over her, and she's like carrying weapons on her.
I definitely I'd be keeping an eye on her, but I immediately am under the assumption that she's someone who's very important, so I just want to make sure that I'm not out of line. So I'm just gonna go, just keep on working, not even acknowledge her.
As you pass her, because she's at the front gate, you try to like pass her, and she like puts her hand up to like in front of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the one that's going to be hunting today?
Yes, that would be me.
No, actually, sorry. I knew I forgot something. You are not going to be hunting the first week.
Huh. Man, bro
sorry.
just set me up for failure.
I set you up for failure, but I was supposed to tell you this earlier. Because it was the same thing. Like, everyone's first week is supposed to be easier. A lot of your tasks are, like, simpler. You don't have to do a lot of shit. You don't have the hunt today, but you did hear that one of your coworkers was going to hunt today. You've never seen what happens, because you know that basically, like, you are forced to hunt something for the upper houses. Whether it's alive or dead doesn't matter, but you have to hunt something, and you are paid based on that, but you didn't know who you were getting paid by. So she kind of, like, puts up, you're not the hunter then.
I guess not.
That's a shame. I wanted to see what an elf could do, but, apologies, Deloran.
Shiro, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. I am tasked with being the judge of the hunts for the next few months, as I'm off duty. I'm a member and scout for House Taylor. It's lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you as well. I hope to make you proud whenever I'm out on the field.
Is Char with you right now?
Yeah, I imagine he's kind of like pirate style, just like sitting on my shoulder.
Fucking huge crow
Yeah,
on your
just
shoulder.
vibing.
What's the beast's name?
Oh, that's Char.
And she kind of gives a small nod to Char as well. Well, yes, when you are hunting, I might actually be excited to see what you can bring, but don't disappoint me. No simple elk or wolf, please. Not on your first hunt, at least. Challenge yourself. I think you can do it.
Challenging myself's what I've been known to do for quite some time, so I think I can make you proud on that one.
Wonderful. I cannot wait. And she would kind of nod to you and gesture, allowing you to like leave and get to your work, and you'd continue your work, and you know it goes as well as we've already described. But that is your afternoon and evening, correct?
Yes.
So that's done. And Valsik, your afternoon is being taken away by your work as well, correct?
Lunch is.
Yeah, you get lunch. That's not really going to be a scene that we already did kind of a scene with the other guy and all that, so we're not going to do
afternoon
a
is
scene. You get
lunch
you
and
get,
work.
Yeah, you get fed. Like there's kind of like an entree platter and stuff like that for all the workers. You know, Jezalek gives like this kind of big speech about how like you are all the creators of tomorrow. You will inspire those after you, and they will never forget your work as long as it's strong, and we are strong, you know, stuff like that shit. But yeah, that's your lunch. So we're gonna move on to the evening, and Corey, you're working in the evening.
Correct.
Nox, you have to make your work
Oh, great. Excellent.
rolls.
What do I have to do for it?
So you have to get all of your deliveries done. So you have to make 2 investigation checks to make sure that the amount in the caravans is correct, or the coaches are correct. So you make 2 investigation checks and 1 land vehicle with animal handling check. So you add, if you have proficiency with land vehicles, you add it, and if you have proficiency with animal handling, you also add
I
that.
have neither.
Oh my. Well, eventually, if you work hard enough, you'll get land vehicle proficiency, so that'll be fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the first check as the animal handling one.
I'll tell you your DCs. The first check is a DC 13, the second is a DC 17, and the last is a DC 20.
Okay, animal handling. Go. 14. Ah, let's fucking go.
Let's go, let's go. You made it, you made it, you
I
made
beat
it.
the first
You
one.
can deal with the horse very well. The horse is being kind to you.
And then yeah, I give the horse like a little apple that I find or something.
Yeah. A little bit apple with some honey on it, 'cause
little,
you have honey.
little apple. Yeah, and then the other 2 are a 23 and a 19. So I guess I rolled them both at the same time. I probably shouldn't have done that.
No, you shouldn't have done that.
Okay,
but
I'm gonna roll it
because
again.
because I'm a kind god, you passed both of them for today.
Yay! Yay!
So you managed to like really check up on this, and like you're not working too hard. Like it's not too difficult for you. The work isn't killing you. You're a fucking ghost. You don't have to work too hard.
how full are the carriages? Like, would there possibly be a way that I could get something onto it without it being noticed?
Are you saying like could you skim from the top?
No, not. I don't want to take anything off. I want to be able to put things onto it in addition.
Like what?
Just in the future, I'm thinking I could like send things to other players.
This is not a very wealthy country. Like it just goes to the bottom layer. There's no like they don't stack the crates on top of each other. It's just like on the bottom. So you have like a little bit of room to like put stuff on top.
All right.
Normally.
I can do that.
So
that's good.
I made it so that everyone can do a lot of stuff with their schedules.
Good.
Sneakily, if they want to.
Well, I guess I'm very good at my job then.
Yeah, you're so awesome at your job. You're very analytical.
Can I make the same
managed-
nature check as I'm driving
The which check?
to find like to see if there are blackbirds that are
Yeah,
moving to this area?
make a nature check to see if you hear any ravens or anything.
This time it's a 17.
You feel a connection. You feel like something's watching you, and you kind of look over, and it's a raven perched on a branch. As it's standing on the branch, and like the branch kind of like it's like very loose or like very weak, so it like starts falling down, and it like looks directly at you for a moment as you pass by. Like you almost meet it eye to eye as you're on your coach, and you just pass by it, and then as soon as you make eye contact, it flies away.
Okay. Did anyone get freaked out by that?
This is a lone job. You are alone by yourself.
Oh, I just mean like any passersby or anything. If there were
This
any.
is when you're going to the Blooming Beasts, so you're on a dirt trail by yourself.
Ah.
This is like near the forest.
Okay. So the answer is maybe. All right. I guess I just keep going and doing my stuff.
Yeah, you do your job, you get your deliveries done, boom, bada bing. You get your pay, which means everyone gets your pay now. So everyone times your pay by 7, except for Corey, which times your pay by 4.
Damn. How much? Oh, there we go. So I get.
You get 1 silver.
So I get 7 silver for the whole week.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
Corey is still the one that gets paid the most, and that is your first week of this whole thing. This is your first week at Rena. I will say, you guys all get in your beds and you're all together at the end of the week.
We're all together
So,
at bed at the end of the
mechanically,
week. What?
We're all sleeping.
Yeah,
in
you're
the
all together.
same
Oh my
bed.
God,
Yeah, you're all sleeping together.
I get
You're
to
all,
be
you're
in
all
bed
in
with
your
you.
homes. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut
So
up!
awesome.
Shut up!
I'm like a ghost.
I hate you all.
I can go get up all inside of you people.
Ooh,
I
that
hate you. I
sounds
hate
great.
you. I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Yes, you all end the week in your respective homes and beds. The work has exhausted some. It has enlightened others. But now, mechanically, you have the option to sneak out. You can all like make an assembly and be like, we are going to meet up or sneak out. Or even like some players can decide to just like sneak out of their house and try to avoid detection from the Nuruk to try and find secrets. But you do know being caught outside is a violation and will be met with a warning and a fine. Being caught without your sheath on is incarceration immediately. So you guys can take a risk, but I would recommend keeping the sheath on because these guys are observant and there's a chance that you will be caught. And you can get a strike system if you keep the sheath on. If you decide to go out without the sheath, if you guys get caught, you're done. That's like an out of character warning. I'm telling you now as your friend. If you want your character to be alive,
We're friends.
no, yeah, we're kind of friends. Kind of, very kind of, minorly, sort of, not really, but yeah. So at the end of the week, that's why all the damage happens. That's why there's chances for exhaustion. When the week ends, you guys can either choose to have a long rest, and not go out, or you guys can try to sneak out to find secrets of Rena, but it will sacrifice your long rest.
Well, I got the absolute break speed off of me, so I'm going to choose the long rest.
I am also going to choose the long rest.
I don't know if I'm confident enough in whether or not doing the Soul of the Raven will find me out or not at the moment. So I think I'm just gonna chill for this.
Yeah, it's your first week. You guys can all play
If you
it
think
safe
I'm not
for a
sneaking out, you're crazy.
while. Okay, Valsic is sneaking out. Do you try to communicate with any of your members, or do you on the last day of worship? Did you say hey, I'm gonna sneak out and try to find something? Or are you doing this?
I'm doing this on a fucking whim.
based.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would have helped you too. I would have gone with you. I just this is actually what I did in my free time. Is I went and bought things to cast spells with.
Yeah, you think you think I'm communicating?
Hell no.
Damn.
Okay, Valsic.
Yep.
You are sneaking out. Are you wearing your sheath?
I am gonna wear the sheath. I am also going to use my I'm gonna use my performance of creation
Mm-hmm.
to create a cloak that would blend in very nicely with the night based on what I've seen going around the town to wear out so that I'm less likely to be spotted.
Okay, make me an intelligence check.
Sick. That is a 20.
I'll give you advantage because you're using your arcane stuff as well.
That's a 22.
22? Yeah, okay, you will gain advantage on your stealth checks tonight.
Lovely.
So you sneak out the door, like I assume you're like kind of at the door waiting to hear when the Nuruk passes by your door.
Yep.
You wait for your perfect moment, and you open the door and sneak out into the night of Scelra. What are you looking for?
I am mostly trying to get a better lay of the place, with a secondary goal of possibly finding where our things are kept.
Okay. Sure, yeah, you can, so I would just like you to make me a stealth check with advantage, and then make me a perception check to see if you can hear anything.
For the stealth check, that is going to be a unnatural 20.
Nice.
And for the perception check, that is going to be a 17.
A 17. Okay. 17 is pretty good. So yeah, you managed to like slink into the shadows. You kind of like latch onto walls because you're assuming that like the walls are the same color that you've seen some of the buildings. Although it's been very difficult to get a look at it with the sheath. So you're just like, there's one moment where you like hug onto the wall with your cloak on you as a Nurk walks right past you and you're barely not spotted. But you find out that at least this camouflage worked. Like for a good moment, it worked, and you managed to sneak through some of like the kind of alleyway places where only some people who like live in the area are allowed to move through. You kind of realize that like everyone is forced to move in certain areas. Like there are certain areas that don't even have sections where you can walk through at all. There's certain places that are just cut off from you if you take like the normal routes, and you try to like slink past into those because of course you would. You're like there's something that you can't do. There's something you're gonna want to do, right?
Exactly.
So you start slinking in and slinking through. You don't go very far because this is your first time, and you don't want to get lost.
Can I say that I'm making a mental map that I can go write down later?
You would have to make a survival check. I'll make you do a survival check. Yeah, make a survival check when the scene's over.
Okay.
And then we'll see if you can memorize your area. But you start like slinking about, and you hear like a crackling campfire or something, but you have no idea where it is. And you look up and you try to find smoke, but you can't because of the sheath. And you just hear it sounds like some people talking. It's like, well, why do we have so many immigrants like coming in? Aren't we worried that like, especially from Vacania, won't they have any magic items or something? Won't that become a danger for the civilians? No. House Nahale makes sure to check all that stuff, and anything even slightly magical goes to the Embrace of Peace. Oh, okay, in the crust, so outside of the city. That's pretty good. That's useful. That's pretty smart, actually. Why don't we do that more for, like, prisoners and stuff? Well, we do, sort of, but only certain House Nahale members have detect magic and all that. It's a rare spell. I mean, it's like a class 3 classification or something like that, however the fuck they do it. Shit, man, that's pretty tough. I don't even know, like, cantrips. That's what I'm saying, right? So, you figure out what you're looking for through hearing some eavesdropping in a place that you can't find, but you do hear them.
How long would you say it's been?
Slinking past a bunch of Nuruk and going through a bunch of areas, it's probably been, I mean, you're not far, but it's probably been at least a couple hours just to, like, get past, because you're waiting a long time.
Then I'm going to go back.
Yeah. It's running out. You have about maybe, like, 4 hours. Like, you have to take, like, maybe, you've kind of, like, gotten used to their patterns, like, where they walk and stuff, so it'll take, like, half the time. But you're still not going to have enough time for, like, a long rest or anything. You're still... you're gonna be pretty tired for worship.
Short rest, gang.
Short rest, gang. That is true. You guys do get short rest if you want to go out. I forgot about that. Short rest exists. But do you manage to get back into your house unscathed? Actually, I will make you make another stealth check to come back.
With advantage?
Because I'm evil. With keeping your advantage, you still have the cloak on.
That is a... Where's my stealth? I'm blind. Oh god.
It's your dex. It's your dex plus proficiency probably.
That is a 27.
27. You slink like the night.
Rogues are busted.
I think you mean Rogue Bard multiclass.
Rogue Bard multiclass is busted. You manage to just become the knight and grab the handle and walk in and close the door in one smooth motion. You manage to get the info you need. You do have evidence that you were trying to get out. You have that cloak on you. You can
The cloak's gonna disappear.
Oh, it's disappearing because it's part of your creation magic. Perfect. Yeah, that's why I said it was only for the day. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, the cloak, like as soon as you get home, it like fades away. No evidence to be found, but you know something that they shouldn't.
Yep.
And you can go to bed knowing that you got one over on these stupid fucking Renians.
Little do they know.
And with that, we are going to end. Your first week is over.
It's over!
Oh,
We did it!